Alright, welcome back to Stats 7 Sports. This is Contain Kunas. Sorry for the long hiatus. It's been a bit more than 2 weeks since the last video. Had to deal with a few different things off of it, but probably for the next week or so I'll do a few kind of shorthand videos like this. But this one, as we're finally starting to kind of get back with everything through COVID and all of that, you have different leagues end up deciding what their formats are going to be with how they're trying to return. I'll go over another one in a different video on baseball and basketball and kind of on this, as we've already gotten some international teams playing, and then some other sports, like you had a couple weekends ago, you had golf, a 2v2 golf with Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, and then Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. And now I'll go with another one with the NFL as well. But this one is honestly the first of the major North American sports that has decided to go with how they're going to end up finishing their season and dealing with their postseason. Which in this case, I have not spoken of this before, but kind of it being like the fourth interest in the American sports, but basically for the National Hockey League, they've finally set out a 2014 playoff format to where each of the teams, where all the teams, you'll have 12 teams in the East and Western Conference that will end up making the playoffs, and I kind of expect that there'll be some similar format in the NBA that will happen, but that will be actually voted on tomorrow. I'll make a video on that then. But it's going to be set up to where like the top 4 seeds in both the East and the West are both going to get buys for that first round. And then you'll have, with each conference, you'll have like 5. You're going to have, you'll have different teams being set up on based off of kind of the round robin, where essentially like the lowest seed's going to go against the lowest seed in the East is going to go up against Boston, second seed Tampa, third seed Washington Capitals, fourth seed Philadelphia Flyers. And in the West, with St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas getting buys. Now, at this point, it is going to be the one thing that hasn't really completely finalized everything for it, is where a bunch of this postseason is going to be set at, for the fact that we're still not at the point where we can just have kind of a home and home playoff series. So the NHL is trying to set down some essentially hubs for each conference, so they'll have like one primary location that they'll go to for each of the teams, that they'll be separated through hotels and with all their games. Like for the Western Conference, a lot of the conjecture on it is that those games are going to be played in the Vegas location, and that it's not finalized on it, and it seems like, yes, that would be kind of a home field advantage for the Vegas Golden Knights, but it's not something that they have to be able to make something that can be more of a centralized thing, that it's going to be the least likely place to where people can get infected, and anyone that actually gets the virus, they'll have kind of a hub of what to do on that case. Now, for the Eastern Conference, I've heard different things off of it's kind of the same place with the other leagues, potentially doing some of the stuff in Florida, or doing stuff like in Atlanta, maybe even Chicago, in that general vicinity. Amongst the hubs on that were potential options included like Toronto, but with all the borderline issues trying to get passports and all of that, and with the added emphasis on COVID protection, that seems a little less likely. So for the Eastern Conference, I'd say more than likely it might go into like St. Paul, Minnesota, or or maybe Chicago. So in that case, it is going to be one that's going to be that they can kind of separate themselves from all the general public, and it'll be really just the teams playing each other, all the medical personnel that would be involved with it, coaching staff, and all that. No fans in the stands for that time frame. But once any other news comes on that, I'll let y'all know. And more news will be coming up shortly with college football, NFL, as certain deadlines end up coming up soon. Like a bunch of the Power 5 conferences end up going to be coming back onto campus this coming Monday, and Pac-12 being one that will come a week after. But more on that later. This is just NHL based. Just make it to where I can make this more content on the NHL in the future, because we're in a location where most people don't have any knowledge base on it, or a very limited knowledge base, because we don't have too much of hockey rinks or anything like that. But with that all being said, hope y'all being safe. Good to see y'all again. If y'all like this, please like, subscribe, please share it out to other people. More of these shorthands are coming up very shortly. Trying to get more emphasis with a few other sports. But with that all being said, I'm the Contain Kunas. This is Stat 7 Sports. Stay safe. See y'all next time.